never convince me that a single mom who needs food stamps, which isn't very much, most of the time they still need help to make it through the month, is the reason that our country is poor. When there's 4 men that have most of the money in our country. But let's cut food stamps, because that makes sense. So if you're a single mom, tell me, do you get food stamps? And if you do, how much do you get a month? Does it last you the month? How many kids do you have? Tell me. How did you become a single mom? Let's talk about that. Let's talk about the fact that men
let's talk about that.
Marry women, sell them this future, and then somehow it's the moms that have to figure out how to raise these kids. And asking for food stamps, food security for their children is too much. Because I will never understand. I will never understand how feeding a child, feeding a person, is somehow too much of a problem for our country. Make it make sense.
Right. Okay. So for a couple things here. So one, this lady claims America is poor. I guess she must not have looked at the GDP numbers, right? Like America is literally like the richest nation on earth. So I don't know where she gets her idea from that America is poor. 2, she's asking how do women become single moms? Well, I think it might have to do with like lying down on their backs, carrying before they marry, right? Or is she claiming here that like every single mom was once married and is now divorced or widowed? Like, I mean, let's stop it, right? Most, if anything, like, I don't know what the stats are on these, but please feel free to let me know down in the comments below. What is the percentage of single mothers that were actually married and are divorced or widowed? That might be an interesting statistic to look at. So anybody that has those numbers, feel free to put it down in the comments below. 3, only 4 men have the money in the USA? I don't think so. When like the top 10% income is over 6 figures, right? I think over 100K or something like that. And the United States is like hundreds of millions of people. So I don't think only 4 men have all the money. I think a lot of people are doing just okay in America. There's a reason why they call America the land of opportunity, right? The land of milk and honey. The land where everybody wants to go to, right? It's because of there is a lot of money to be made in America. So if you don't like America, then why don't you just step aside and let somebody else take your place? How about that? If you're so upset living in the greatest nation potentially on earth, then you immigrate away and let someone else take your spot. How about that? No, you won't do that, right? Because you obviously don't want to live in like some third world shithole, right? You'd rather be where you are. So yeah, let's just stop it with this and let's try to take some accountability for our decisions. If you end up being a single mom, no woman becomes a single mom by accident. No child is brought into this world without the woman approving. There are how many tens of forms of contraceptives like to ensure that you don't get pregnant. So if you still do get pregnant, that's on you and you gotta own it. It's not on the government. It's not on the taxpayers. It's on you, ma'am. On you. And yes, the man, of course, if you can find him. But really, it's on you. And this is why women need to be more careful with who they're lying down on their backs for. And I don't mean to sound preachy here, but really, this lady just got me off. Anyways, like, it's a fine one. Let's just go through the comments and see what the chat is saying about this one. So one commenter says, I just do not understand how and why you have kids if you cannot support them. Exactly. I only had 2 kids because that's all I could afford. Would I want 5 or 6? Of course. But I know how expensive they are. She says, well, I had, and this is the girl that made the video. She says, well, I had 4 and then became a single mama. Most women don't plan on becoming a single mom. Oh, is that right? I might beg to differ. Like, you have a lot of single moms actually that I don't know what they were thinking was going to happen. If you have unprotected sex and you're not married, then what do you think is going to happen? Another comment says $48, whatever that means. Someone else says, just stop it. The bill requires able-bodied adults ages 19 to 64 to complete 80 hours per month. This is literally like laughable numbers. 80 hours per month. Some people are doing that per week. And this lady is crying here about 80 hours per month. And it doesn't, you don't even have to work. Education counts, volunteering counts, according to this commenter, and it's true. Or even community service to maintain Medicaid coverage with exception. So yeah, there you go. So she says here, this is the same girl that made the video. She said, why are you yelling? You see? So she's giving you facts, and that's what you come back with, is that she's yelling. Deflect much. I think all kids should be fed regardless of their parents working. Well, I think most parents should really be making sure that they're in a place to bring in kids into this world. It's already hard enough as it is, and I don't think any of these kids ask for a life of hardship. Someone else says, what about generation after generation that are dependent on government assistance? It's not our country's problem to support you or my children. I am a single mom, never had assistance, worked every day to support my children and myself. So it looks like this creator here is pretty engaged, because she's replying to every comment here. She says, now you're going into generational poverty or generational trauma. Someone else says, I'm a single mom. I work 40 hours a week in healthcare, make the super bare minimum, and I get food stamps. They go by your gross pay before taxes, and they go by all the bills you have, like rent or mortgage, cell phone bill, water, electric, and etc. I'm a single mom because I chose to be happy and get out of a really bad, toxic relationship. My paychecks hardly cover my bills. Yeah, let me guess, he was a narcissist, and you still carried his baby. Yeah, I wonder, like, why is it that, like, a lot of, and I don't mean to victim blame here, but I guess this narcissistic man, they be putting down the D, right? If you know, you know, right? Someone else says, I know many women that sell their food stamps. They joke about how there is no way they will ever eat as much as they get. I know a family that literally buys steaks, shrimp, and lobster and still has extra money every month. So it's not like they are eating ramen noodles and sell the rest. There you go. It's true. Like the EBT queen, right? Anybody? EBT queen? Someone else says the issues are single moms who have 6 kids with 6 baby daddies, not a dime in child support, and getting $1,000 a month in food stamps. This is true, right? It's true. Where is the baby daddies? Like, where are the baby daddies, and why don't they go after the baby daddies for the child support? Why come after the taxpayers for that? Why come after the government for that? Why not go and then look for the man that you're carrying his kid? So anyways, as you can see here, the comment section, they're pretty much eating her alive. We're going to skip right on to this next clip here about someone else that is bitter about living in the USA. What do you make of that?
Listen, if you still want to come to America because you believe in the American dream, let me tell you something. That dream died like 30 plus years ago, and now we're living in a dream that involves paying $10 for a dozen of shitty fucking eggs, paying $2,000 a month for an apartment in the ghetto that's about 700 square feet and it has no walls. And then if you want to go to university here, you're looking at around $100,000 for a 4-year education. That's on the low end. But in those 4 years, you might get shot because everyone seems to want to shoot each other for some ungodly reason. Then you're going to graduate thinking, oh, I graduated, I have a degree now, I'm going to get a good job. Your good job is going to pay you about $40,000 starting off, maybe, and then they're going to say you're going to work 40 hours a week, when in reality you're going to be working about 50 plus hours a week, because they're going to guilt trip you in by saying, we're a family, we're a team, we help each other. And they're not going to pay you overtime for that, because why would they? If they get your help for free, why would they pay you for that? Okay, then there's no work-life balance. That company you're working for now doesn't want to give you vacation days until like maybe your second year working there, and those vacation days are maybe 4 days out of the whole entire year. That includes holidays. All right, then if you're sick, too bad, you still have to come to work. Okay, then if you want to buy groceries, your groceries are going to be your whole entire paycheck, because no one can afford to eat here anymore. Got it? I go to the grocery store for 4 things, it's like $50. I'm just saying it sucks living here. I don't want to live here. I want to leave. So maybe you should rethink your whole American dream, because it's not what it's all cracked up to be. Okay? Okay, love you, bye.
Oh, why do they stay? Why do they stay? Right? If it's so bad and it's such a terrible place, then why are you staying, ma'am? And cut the crap. I don't think that this lady is hungry. I think she be eating. She doesn't look hungry. Anybody, does this girl look hungry? I'm not saying that she's fat. She definitely is not, right? She looks pretty good. But she's not starving whatsoever. I think she's having her meals. Let's stop. Let's just stop it right now. But frankly, like, I'm pretty sure that you have 1,000, thousands, millions of African kids that will trade places with you. So, ma'am, if you're so unhappy where you are, why don't you just give away your citizenship to people who will actually appreciate it? How about that? Either that, or you be grateful for the country that you were born in or that you live in, the USA. Be grateful for that, to be honest. And I do agree that the cost of living is through the roof. Don't get me wrong. I've made videos complaining about that and calling it out. But really, we need to still realize that we're still lucky to be in the first world. And yeah, I mean, like, hold our officials accountable. but still take some solace in knowing that we do live in a really nice place, to be honest. America is an awesome country, awesome continent, North America, and I wouldn't live anywhere else actually if it's not here, to be honest with you. But maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'm tripping. Let me know down in the comments below. Would you rather live anywhere else aside from America, and where exactly are the better options to go? I grew up in Nigeria, and I'll tell you right now, you do not want to live in Nigeria. So let me know, right? Passport bros, passport sisters, where you guys going that is actually better than America. Put it down in the comments below. If you're working with the content, be sure to give me a like and a subscribe. And until next time, peace.